Hi guys, it's Tara here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a meal prep video. So I just like to change mine up every week. I do this for 5 or 6 days of the week depending on what plans I've got. This week I'm keeping it pretty simple. Let me show you what I have. So for my meat, I'm going to be doing the lean mince turkey from Asda. I'm just going to be frying this up with some spices and having that for my lunch with some vegetables. Next, this is something I've never done before. Normally I just do chicken breast or chicken, but I thought I would try some of these Mediterranean loin steaks. The reason I'm not being super strict too much on like the fat and stuff like that is because I'm not competing, and I basically chose the leanest ones that they had, and if there's any fat on them I will cut it off and I'll be grilling those. For vegetables, I've got these chunky Mediterranean vegetables, which is some onions, courgettes and peppers. I'm going to be frying those with my turkey for lunch, obviously with the spices and stuff. Got 2 bags of those just in case. I've also got some spring greens. Absolutely love these. Probably one of my favorites to have. So I'll be having that with my main dinner. I don't know, I've not decided yet. I've also got some kale here, just normal chopped up kale. Again, we'll be having those with probably my dinner. And also got some broccoli here, just a cheap bag from Asda. Everything that I do, I try to keep it all quite cheap. You know, we like to save money. And then instead of getting normal asparagus, I got these because I read a review that they're really good, and obviously they're cheap and they last longer. I got 2 of those. And then for my carb days, I'm going to be adding sweet potatoes. I'm going to turn those into sweet potato fries. I will also be adding beetroot to my meals. I'm absolutely obsessed. So I've got that beetroot, and then I've got this one as well, just for variety. One's just chopped up and one I think is shredded. So that will be the food. So yeah, let's get on to the prep of it now. So I've washed my sweet potatoes. Now I'm going to cut them up into wedges or chips or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so I'm going to do that now and I will be back. And there we go. I've chopped these down into chips. So now I'm going to spice them and put them in the oven with the pork loins. So I'll be right back. So I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put some paprika on there and sprinkle it with some Himalayan sea salt as well. So if we just put that all over, just like that. Put the paprika on. And if we just sprinkle it with our Himalayan sea salt. Just a little bit. And then if we mix that all together, and then I'm just going to pop that in the oven. Okay, here I've just laid out my pork loins on some foil, and I'll be putting those in the oven to cook at the same time as the sweet potatoes. Now I'm going to get started on my mince and vegetables. So all I've done is heated up some coconut oil in the pan, and I'm just going to put all of this turkey straight in there. I'm going to be adding some Himalayan sea salt in there. And chilies. I love chilies, and these are really hot. They just crushed chilies that I got from Asda. I'm just going to sprinkle a little in there. Obviously with spices and stuff you can add whatever you want. Just going to sprinkle it in there. And I'm literally going to let it cook for a little bit, and then I will be adding these vegetables in there. I've decided I'm also going to add some curry powder just for a little bit of taste, because I love the taste of this and stuff. So just sprinkle a little bit on it. That smells gorgeous. And yeah, so just added that to my turkey, which is browning nicely. So we'll wait till that's a little bit more brown before we add our vegetables. Now that these have browned a little bit, and by these I mean turkey, I'm just going to pour this straight in there. I'm just going to cook it all together. I'm not going to add any more seasoning because I've already added that to my meat. So yeah, I just realized I forgot to show you the coconut oil that I use, and it's just this 100% organic virgin coconut oil. Literally bought this from Home Bargains for like $2.99 or $3.99, and it's lasted me ages. It's nearly finished now because I use it all the time, but it's amazing and it's quite cheap for oil. So this is pretty much nearly done. So it's not going to be quite sufficient if I don't add more vegetables. So when I not plate it up, when I pack it up into the Tupperware, I'm going to add more vegetables, either broccoli or kale. I've not decided yet, but look at that, it's delicious. So now I'm just heating up just a tiny bit of olive oil in the pan, and I'm going to be cooking up my kale. I know some people eat this raw, but I can't. I don't like the taste. So yeah, just going to fry that up with some Himalayan salt, and that's it. So I'm just going to cook this kale until it's soft. Because like I said, you can eat it raw, but I just don't like it raw. I don't think it tastes very nice, but some people have it with salads and stuff. But I'm just going to soften it up. My sweet potatoes are done as well, and the pork loins, I'm just grilling them for the last part now, just to get as much of the fat off as I possibly can. Yeah, and I will be back when I'm preparing the greens. Okay, so my kale is cooked and my turkey mince is ready. So I'm going to plate those up now. I keep saying plate those. I'm going to pack those up now into the Tupperware because I need the pan to cook my greens. But yeah, I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to start by just taking a scoop and just putting that in those, and I'm going to do that 5 times, and then add the kale to it. So now I'm just going to top these up with the kale. So now I'm going to cook the other bag of this vegetables in with the greens, and I'm just going to use some masala as the spice for it, and a tiny bit of the Himalayan salt. And this is going to be for my main meal, so for my dinners. So it's madras that I'm adding. and Himalayan salt again. And that's the last thing I have to cook. So I'm just going to mix the vegetables in together. So far I've done my potatoes, my turkey is done with the kale, and I've also finished the pork loin. So this is the last bit, and then I will be putting that in those black containers over there. I have those for my main meals. Okay, now we've cooked the veg. That's all done, so I can actually start plating up. As you can see, the sweet potato fries are done, and oh, careful of the steam. Our pork loins are done as well, so I'll be back in a second. I've got my pork, sweet potato fries and vegetables, and then on my non-carb days I'll just be having the pork and the vegetables there. And then I've added asparagus to these. So obviously I will have my beetroot to add, but obviously I don't want to eat it hot. I'm going to have a cold. So I'll just be adding it to my main meals every day. So all in all this has cost me, oh yeah, before I forget, I will be boiling these eggs, and I will show you my snacks as well. So for my snacks, I'll just be having these little pots when I'm at work. Just some fruit and nut. Some of these wheat, dairy and gluten free. And they substituted these. I didn't actually want them, but I'll try that. But yeah, like I said, I'll be boiling these eggs, and I'll be having those for breakfast with my oats over there. So yeah, all of this cost me just under £20. So it's all quite cheap. And like I said, I change this up every week. Like I said, I try to do that every Sunday, and I normally do it for 6 days. The only reason I've done it for 5 this time is because I'm going to be going home for the weekend, so I'll just make something up when I'm there. But yeah, so that is my meal prep. Like I said, all of this has cost me just under £20. So if you have any questions or anything at all, any comments or any suggestions on, other things I can try, please just leave a comment down below. Please subscribe if you like this video, and like it as well if you like it, and I will see you next week.